All right, let's get right into this incredible story. We're about to untangle a world of Ming Dynasty warriors, absolutely ruthless Japanese pirates, and a fortress island just drenched in poison and betrayal. This is a story about a desperate rescue, a massive military gamble, and one man's impossible, heart-wrenching choice. But really, when you strip it all down, this whole epic tale asks one very simple, very powerful question. When everything is on the line, when the odds are stacked against you so high they're invisible, what are you truly willing to sacrifice for someone you love? So hold that question in your mind as we go through this. You know, every great story needs its heroes, right? So let's meet the people at the very center of this storm and see the incredible bond that kicks this whole tragedy into motion. Okay, here's our cast of characters. On the side of the heroes, we've got Yang Tanzong, our main warrior, his kind of wild but fiercely loyal sworn brother, and of course, Miss Guo, the friend they have to save. In their corner is the brilliant military mind General Qi. And the ones they're up against? Oh boy. We've got the cunning poison master Wang Yuanjing and the truly formidable pirate king Jiru Fawang. Now, Yang Tanzong and his crazy brother, they weren't always friends. Their story actually starts with a fight, a big misunderstanding over a sword that led to a full-on duel. But out of that fight came this deep respect for each other, and it wasn't long before they became sworn brothers, a bond that's as strong as blood. And that bond, it gets put to the ultimate test almost immediately. Their friend, Miss Go, is kidnapped. She's being held on Damon Island, which is basically the impenetrable fortress of this pirate alliance. And that one act of violence, well, it's the spark that's about to light a massive fire. So, the stakes are set, and this is where things get really interesting, because two completely different plans are launched at the same time. One is a personal, desperate mission, and the other is a massive, deceptive military strategy. Let's see how these two threads start to weave together. But first, there's a huge piece of this puzzle you need to know about. Our hero, Yang Tianzong, is already dying. See, before any of this even started, the pirate poison master, Wang Yongzheng, had already secretly poisoned him with this slow-acting toxin. He is literally living on borrowed time, which makes his decision to go on a solo rescue mission, well, it's not just heroic, it's an act of pure desperation. This quote, this just tells you everything about his mindset. Knowing he's only got a few days left to live from that first poison, Yang Tianzong makes a horrifying choice. He decides to take a second poison, this one called Crane's Beak Red. It's a true devil's bargain. It'll give him this insane temporary surge of power, enough to maybe take on a fortress by himself, but it will burn out what's left of his life in just a matter of hours. He's trading his last days for a few hours of strength. So while Yang is making this suicidal charge, there's a much bigger game of chess being played. General Qi Jiguang, who's a total master strategist, comes up with this brilliant plan. It's a classic fake-out. He makes a huge public show of attacking the pirates' second most important island, knowing their main army will have to rush over to defend it, and that will leave their real headquarters, Damen Island, wide open and vulnerable. And here you can see the two sides of the story side by side. On the one hand, you've got the personal mission. One man, powered by poison, risking certain death to save one person. And on the other, you have the grand strategy. 100,000 soldiers risking a massive military defeat to save the entire coast. It's this incredible clash of individual heroism versus calculated warfare. And the craziest part? Both plans are aimed at the exact same island, and neither side knows the other is coming. And collide they do. This is the moment. This is where the personal mission and the grand strategy explode into open war. The final battle is about to begin. General Qi's trap works perfectly. The main pirate fleet sails off on a wild goose chase. And in that exact moment, the real Ming army descends on the shores of Damen Island. The pirates left behind are caught completely off guard. It's total chaos as the fortress is stormed from all sides. The pirates are trapped. Their main army is gone, their fortress is falling. It really looks like victory is at hand. But the villains, they have one last horrifying card left to play. And we're not talking about just another poison here. This is a weapon of mass destruction. The king poison is the pirates' absolute last resort. When they unleash it, it becomes this unstoppable, deadly fog that just rolls across the land. It doesn't care if you're a friend or an enemy. It kills everyone and everything in its path, instantly. And there's no antidote. Faced with total and complete defeat, the pirate king, Zhuo Fawang, says these bone-chilling words. He's convincing his ally to unleash the king poison.
And his logic is just terrifyingly simple. If we're going to lose, we will take every single one of them down with us, even if it means our own men die too. It's the ultimate act of pure, spiteful destruction.
So, as the battle is raging and this doomsday poison is about to be set loose, the story zooms all the way back in to focus on one man and his final, selfless choice. And it all happens so fast. In the middle of the battle, Yang Tianzong frees Miss Go and finds his brother. They make it to the escape boats at the pier, but just then the order is given. The king poison is coming. Knowing he's a dead man walking anyway, Yang makes his final decision. He literally forces his friends onto a boat, turns around and faces the villains all by himself, just to buy them a few more precious seconds to get away. He becomes a human shield. And the boats get away. The lethal mist rolls across the island, and everything just goes silent. General Qi's army has won. The pirate alliance is completely shattered. But as the survivors look back at that quiet fog-covered island, there's this horrible realization. Their hero isn't with them. When General Qi finally finds his grieving friends on the shore, the truth is just simple and heartbreaking. Their victory, their very lives, they were bought and paid for by one man's sacrifice. He didn't just die fighting. He chose to die so that they could live. And that brings us right back to where we started, doesn't it? An entire coast is freed from tyranny. A great evil is finally defeated, but it cost the ultimate sacrifice from its greatest hero. So when you look at the whole picture, the friendship, the strategy, the poison, and that final selfless act, you just have to ask yourself, was it worth it?